With that down, let's move into main topic number 2. And our second main topic today gets submitted to us by Trevor Green, who writes, "Hey, John, I'm really interested in HBO Max. I think a lot of us are, Trevor. But I read something a little weird. There is a report going around that HBO Max will actually be on YouTube TV as an add-on. I know regular HBO sort of does this model, but it kind of felt like HBO Max was going to be more of a standalone service like a Disney Plus. Are these reports true? And if so, are you surprised?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Trevor. And yes, as we are here now at the dawn of the streaming wars, one of the big players has yet to enter the arena, and that, of course, is going to be HBO Max, and they're going to be a major powerhouse player here. So you're right. There was a report going around that's saying that HBO Max is going to be on YouTube TV, and it is actually true. It's been confirmed from a lot of the main sources here. This comes to us from The Verge. As a part of a new deal, YouTube TV will also distribute Warner Media's HBO Max streaming service. By the way, they're also going to be just carrying regular HBO. You're going to be able to get regular HBO on YouTube TV as well. They will also distribute Warner Media's HBO Max streaming service when it launches in May. HBO Max will run for $15 a month, and it collects all of HBO's offerings as well as movies and TV shows from Warner Media, Turner, Warner Brothers TV, and Warner Brothers Pictures. The Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, and the majority of the DC Universe collection will all be available on HBO Max, alongside shows like Friends, The Big Bang Theory, and South Park, and so on. So, Rob, what we've seen for a long time is that, yeah, you could pick up things like Stars for an additional fee on, if you got Amazon Prime, you can pay an additional fee and get Stars added on. You can pay an additional fee on certain services and get HBO added on, and you can just get it as a part of that package. I don't think you actually save any money, but it just makes it a little bit more convenient. You've already got this service, blah, blah, blah. So on that level, I guess it shouldn't surprise us that HBO Max is going to follow the same thing, but I agree with the viewer. I kind of had it in my head that HBO Max was going to be a little bit of a horse of a different color. I got to admit, I felt like HBO Max was going to be more like a Disney Plus, that it was going to be more of a traditional standalone, not an add-on for other services or whatever. I thought it was going to be more of a traditional thing, but apparently they are going to tap this to give themselves as much of a reach as possible. Because maybe there are a bunch of people who are YouTube TV customers. By the way, I use YouTube TV. That's my home cable, is YouTube TV. That's what I use right now. And I think HBO's thinking right now is, you know what? Maybe there are people out there who wouldn't necessarily go out and subscribe to a new service. But if they're already YouTube TV customers, to click that box that says add on HBO Max, and they'll be able to get all of HBO Max's stuff, which includes all of HBO regular stuff, right inside the app they're already using. That might be an enticement. And I'm sure YouTube TV is going to take a bit of a cut. So I can totally see this from YouTube's point of view, why this makes sense for them. And I guess there's ways to look at that and make sense. But I got to say, Rob, I did expect it to be just purely standalone service, because I don't expect to see Disney Plus as an add-on service to, YouTube TV or Sling TV or anything like that anytime soon. Rob, were you expecting this? Does this surprise you? And what do you see as the potential positives or negatives for an HBO Max doing an arrangement like this?
Well, look, I think people have done their research and they know what they're doing. And I think, look, there's going to be people that are going to, these streaming services, we're in the early era of all these streaming services. I think you're going to see alliances. You're going to see people teaming up to get their streaming service across the widest possible, to get them the most exposure. And I think as things shake out, we'll see how our monthly fees go. But I think they want to get the widest amount of exposure with the most amount of eyeballs on their programming, and that's how they suck you in. And then after a year or two, I mean, that's why we get T-Mobile, you get Netflix, or with Verizon, you get Disney Plus. And all of this is like a loss leader. It's like getting people into Walmart with cheap products that they show right up front, and they get you in the store. And once you're in the store, then they got you. And I think that's what they're doing with these streaming services. They're going to fight tooth and nail for viewership at first, and then it's going to settle in when people are hooked. I mean, I have to say, I think HBO's their programming, every time I turn around, they're launching something new that I'm interested in watching. And I'm pretty excited about that. And I think ultimately, in order to get people to watch your streaming service, you've got to come up with great programming. And if they have to go to Facebook TV, or they have to go wherever they're going, I say more power to them if they're going to get more people to watch and we get more programming. But I think it's going to get tough as time goes on, John, as everybody jumps into this with Peacock, with HBO Max, with Disney Plus, Netflix. It's going to be a bloodbath for a while,
and more to come, and more to come. And we are going to have to start. Yeah, we're all going to have. By the way, Apple TV. I just finished watching. For All Mankind. Oh my God, that show was great. I thought that show was great. I was really surprised that Ray was watching. When Ray would be over here working on stuff, he'd have it on. And so I started catching some of it. And before I knew it, I'm like catching up on it myself. Listen, we are getting into an era now where we as consumers are really going to have to start asking ourselves some questions about which do we actually subscribe to and which do we not, because it's going to get real expensive real fast. And we're now already at the point that we're starting to spend the kind of dollars that we used to on cable packages. And we're going to have to start making some decisions. And as more and more content providers come out, putting out quality content, it's going to make the decision even more difficult. Question is for you guys, what do you think about this move by YouTube TV and HBO Max? Are you more likely to try out HBO Max if it's already there and an option on an existing service that you already use, like a YouTube TV, even though it's still going to cost the same? Or does it make no difference to you? I'm curious to know what you guys think. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.